Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain, the renowned chef and best-selling author of Kitchen Confidential.
All the TV chefs are so cuddly and adorable, you know, maybe I'm the antidote or something.
So I am here with the director of Roadrunner, Morgan Neville, who provided us an very engaging deep dive into the evolution of Anthony Bourdain's talents, as well as the history of addiction and how that haunted him until the very end. Morgan, congratulations on this beautiful film.
Thank you so much.
As viewers who love Tony, we really felt like we knew him, but I have a feeling that you probably learned a side of him that maybe we didn't get to see.
What I realized was that often when Tony would film, he'd be very open about things going on in his own life, very kind of honest about things as a way of getting other people to open up, but they would never use that in the shows. So there's a lot of stuff there in the raw footage where he would just be very, very much himself, like moments where you can't believe he's actually saying this stuff on camera.
I said earlier that I was going to tell you the truth. This is part of it.
People who are fans of Bourdain know that he was somebody who was very into kind of a brutal honesty about things.
Yeah.
Like he was not one to pull punches.
And I felt like you created such a beautiful balance, resurrecting his, endearing persona while also, providing a very tough assessment of some of his biggest flaws. Was there ever a moment where you felt like you had to hold back?
Being honest was both what was incumbent on me, but also the people I interviewed, really being as open-eyed and open-minded as possible was kind of the way to go into the story. His real self, I think, was an even kind of more complex, smarter, darker version of what people think of him as.
Speaking of the people that you interviewed, there's so many real and raw emotions that come from them. I'm curious, how did you get them to be so real and open?
It was not easy. I mean, I've made documentaries for a long time, and this is by far the hardest set of interviews I've ever done. But I think part of it is just understanding that this was, for many people, the only time they're ever going to talk about this publicly. For me as a filmmaker, it's about building relationships with people. But often I would meet people before we filmed and I would talk to them after we filmed. And to this day, I'm talking to them. For Tony, that it was a time to, again, not pull punches, just to be there and be present.
Well, it was very special to watch and I can't wait for everybody to see it. Thank you so much for chatting with me and thank you so much for the film.